sit right back and hear them tell the other podcast crew who gather around the nights to drink to give their point of view. Hazman is the panel spy, he shows that he has fun, and Donny our host will jump along, guiding us through the storm, guiding us through the storm. Big T's our Rocky keeps us through, he often gets his say, and just alive he knows the girls will everything Dragon's way, and everything Dragon's way. The Mad Dragon podcast is a journey unforeseen with Hazman and Donny to the moon. Then there's Big T and Coco, just the start, Mazza and the other crew here on the Mad Dragon podcast.
Well, good day, Dragons fans. I'm Big T, and guess what? I'm the host again. I'm in the hot seat. You'll be out there, even though it's freezing out here in my studio. So lock up your barbecues. Put batten down the hatches. There's a storm coming, and it's going to be at Shark Park on Thursday. Welcome to the Mad Dragon podcast. Your one-step shop to the red and white. With just the right amount of cheekiness, we're going to be cheeky tonight. And we won't be able to do this without Jeff at Complete Warehouse Solutions. And if you're into warehousing, they're down on 6 Commerce Drive, Lake Illawarra. Give them a call on 0417 223 or 40409 or 02 4257 1930 for all your warehouse needs. There we go. That's the first one out of the way. Just a quick one before we start. See that there? That's my Powerball numbers. Everybody get out and buy Powerball numbers. $100,000 this Thursday. And if I win, guess what? We're all going to Vegas. Let's go. You're going to Vegas. You're going to Vegas. You're going to Vegas. We're all going to Vegas. Even you, Dan.
You sound like Oprah.
Even you, Dan, you can come too.
Vegas.
You'll be out there. Did you go? Was it last year?
This year, no, unfortunately. 10
years
years ago.
Yeah. Unless they win Lotto, I'm not going. Okay, I'm joined tonight by the usual usual suspects. We've got the Everlaw red and white soldier, Billy the Kid, pew pew. We've got the Queen of Sass, Coco. Where is she? Oh, Coco. The stats machine and everything NRLW, Jess. The voice of reason, or so he says, Hazman, and Dan, our Fins Up podcast, but we'll get to you soon enough. We'll do this part first. Billy, run us through the ladder.
Okay, so here we go. At first, we've got Bulldogs on 24 points, Raiders at second, and Warriors in third, both on 22 points. Then we've got Storm rounding at the top 4 with 20 points. And then you got Sharks at fifth on 16 points, as well as the Cowboys at sixth, who are also, actually 1 point below on 15 because of the draw. And then you got Dolphins and Broncos both on 14 points at 7th and 8th. And then pretty much every part up until 12th is on 14 points, with 9th Eagles, 10th Roosters, 11th the Dragons, and 12th South Sydney. And then 13th, you got Panthers on 13 points. 14th the Tigers on 12. Knights at 15th on 12 as well. And 16th is Eels on 10. And the Wooden Spooners at this point in time, at round 14, is the Gold Coast Titans on 10 points.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a look at the ladder. They're 4 points clear of the top 4. You got Sharks, Cowboys, Dolphins, Broncos. All the way down to Panthers are 1 point out of the 8 now. How many losses did they start with?
5 in a row.
5?
Yeah.
5 was it?
No, 0-5, yeah.
Could have been more. But anyway, we'll get back to that later. Thanks for that. Okay, Hazman.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to run us through? Where are they? There it is.
Run through
the Dragons team.
With pleasure, old boy. And Liam, I can see you in there in the comments. So this is how it's done, boy. Doesn't take half an hour to do. So at fullback, we've got Clint Gutherson. On the wings, we have Nathan Lawson and Torrell Sloan coming in for Tuipulotu. In the centres, we've got Moses Suli and Corey Allen. In the halves, we have Lycon King Togar, and Carl Flanagan. The front row is Emre Gawler, Damien Cook, David Clemmer. In the back row, Lichio Lua, Toby Couchman, Jack DeBellin locking down the scrum. And on the bench, we have Jacob Little, Hamish Stewart, Loco Pacifici Toga, you beauty, and Hame Sele. Balake Laurie is the 18th man, and the coach is Shane Flanagan.
Okay, thanks, Hasman. We'll get back to that shortly. So, without further ado, we'll move into this. Do you want to run the promos?
Come with me as we go behind enemy lines.
Well, good day, Dragons fans. I'm Big T, and this is Behind Enemy Lines, round 14. It's over halfway there versus the Sharks. Oh, round 15, sorry. I've put 14. I'm a bit dyslexic. Before I bring in our guests, I'll run through the team there. You got Will Kennedy at the back, Sonny Katoa, and Ronaldo Mulatalo on the wing. You've got to say it like that, don't you? You've got to say Ronaldo Mulatalo like that. Ramian Herity in the centres, Braden Trindle, Nico Hines in halves, Fanil Blake, Braden Bailey, and Oregon Kafusi in the front row. Britton Nakora has been named in the side, but he's got that nasty gash on his lip. Teague Wilton, Cam McGuinness locks the scrum and is captain, coached by Craig Fitzgibbon. On the bench, we've got Dan Atkinson, the Dragons boy next year, Jesse Calhoun, Siosifa Talakai, and Braden Hamueli. On the bench, 18th man is Tuku Hau Tapua, Hohepa Puru, Jaden Berrells, Toby Rudolph, and Donny's man Billy Burns.
Billy Burns.
Billy Burns. We love Billy Burns at the Dragons. We love Billy Burns at the Dragons. And Dan, welcome to the show again. Come back for more punishment. Tell us who you are and where you're from.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us on, guys. Always an absolute pleasure. I'm Dan. You cannot escape me. I'm from Fins Up podcast, which we're going to be recording in a minute. So I'm glad I'm started here where I can be nice and calm, because later tonight that ain't happening. Terry and I also do Rugby League Outlaws. I'm on Zero Tackle. We got the Knock On podcast. Good luck avoiding me, honestly.
Nice. Thanks, mate. Thanks for joining us again. What was that, Hasman?
And then there's Sydney Trains.
Right. There are the Sydney Train rants. I'm hoping not to go on anymore because they've been on time this week. Touch wood, that continues.
Nice. Well, let's drive straight to enemy territory. Dragons and the Sharks. We played 54 times, 30 to the Sharks, 23 to the Dragons, one draw way back in 2001. Mate, Kale, who is out this week, that's good for us. He can score a try from anywhere, that boy. He tears up the turf like a lawnmower without brakes. Nico Hines is still doing Nico Hines' stuff. Massive pack. You're a big pack. But they were doing that until a couple of weeks ago. But what I want to ask you is, what are your thoughts on Nico, Captain Cam, and how Fitzy's running the team?
We'll start with the positive. Cam McInnes has been absolutely fantastic. F, not PH. It's spelled F for Fins Up. We were there first. Cam McInnes has been amazing since he arrived at the club. I was a bit iffy on the signing just because he was on the wrong side of an ACL injury. I know we signed him before, technically. He's been amazing. Skipper, leading by example. Anytime the chips are down, McInnes is putting his hand up for a tackle or a run, or sometimes both, unfortunately, in the same set. So nothing but good things to say about Cam, and a good-looking bloke. I don't care what anyone says. That is how rugby league players should look. Nico Hines is a lightning rod.
It's not how a rugby league player will look.
No, exactly right. You Sam Stone Streets and you Nico Hines. Give me Cam McInnes. Look,
exactly right.
Nico cops undue criticism. He shouldn't be immune from it, but I think anytime Cronulla lose, like last week I saw Nico Hines cop it, there were 8 worse players on the field than Nico Hines. So I'm a bit indifferent to Hines. I think he's a fantastic player. I just think he's got a few distractions that he needs to get rid of. But, I'm not here to tell players how to live their life. That's my opinion. As for Craig Fitzgibbon, if you guys had got me on 3 weeks ago, I would have been wax lyrical, laughing, saying, we got the man. After this, I'm going straight on the Fins Up podcast, FINS, none of that PH rubbish.
Yeah, good idea.
I'm going to call for his job. So not real rosy down Cronulla at the moment, and it's not because we've lost 2 games. Everyone loses games. It's a lot of other stuff that I will not bore you guys with here.
Fine, thank you very much. Well, your pack, Adam Fanua-Blake, Oregon Kaufusi, and Siosifa Talakai running like a runaway train off the bench. But it's another forward I'm interested in. It's a bench forward, Jesse Calhoun. Tell us a bit about Jesse. I spoke about this kid about 3 years ago on this podcast, saying the Dragons have to sign this boy because he's a good one. The way he plays, he's just a little bit special, I think.
He's a magnificent player. I had to do a bit of research because I know him pretty well, but I was pretty interested to see that he's a Wollongong boy, so one that might have slipped through the cracks, unfortunately. He's a guy who, right there with you, 3 years ago, I was talking him up. He's just got so much ability, and he was still a bit small at the time. He was a middle forward. He was playing out wide. He's become a middle forward again. I was calling for him last year before he got in, and unfortunately, I was there when he did ACL. The year before, he was killing New South Wales Cup. Best game in the I'm going to have to stop looking at the comments. Best game.
Take it off. We know now it's F, not PH. We know now it's F. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
I'm certainly not saying that he's Isaiah Yeo, but he plays Isaiah Yeo type footy in that he hits the line, turns and looks to offload. Plus, he can run. We haven't seen the best of this kid yet. I know we only recently re-signed him, but he's a player that I want to see the club build around. A player you mentioned before, Oregon Kaufusi. If you guys want him, I'll play the Uber fare. Hopeless. I'm hoping he watches this and come out and bodies you guys this week, and I eat those words because I'll eat them with sauce. Adam Fanua-Blake, though, top 5 prop in the game. No one can convince me otherwise.
Nice. Yes, good. Adam Fanua-Blake, he's amazing.
Good buy for you guys.
Yes, I like how he goes to the line. He just jobs to the line, gets to the line, and just turns, and he's over for a try. That's the perfect front rower move. Everybody should be doing it. Okay, KL Iro. He's on the injury list. I couldn't find anything about it. Tell us about his injury.
He's done a pec. Cronulla haven't announced it yet, but he's looking at 10 to 12 weeks is what we've reliably been told.
Wow. But there is a lovely story about his name change, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. So when he was born, his name, it's pronounced KL. That's how it's always been.
It is, yeah.
And me being a lazy Australian, I called him Kyle or Kale or whatever. And he had enough of it. So he's gone in and got his name changed to literally KL. And you wouldn't believe it, but there's still members of our fan base who still get the name wrong, even though it is KL. Hero. Pretty easy. But anyways, named after his father. I believe his father wanted to name him that early on, and the mum said no, is the story that's come out. Look, I'm Hero's biggest fan without having his surname, and I'd fight half his family. He's just an incredible young player. Another player who we've been screaming for years to get into first grade, sat behind, some pretty handy centres, came in, has been an absolute revelation, and set a record last week, 9 straight tries for Cronulla.
That's right.
Unfortunately,
exactly.
This week, because I dare say he would have had number 10.
Yeah, 12 weeks. That's a big loss for you. He's a good player. But you've got Ramian and Hiroti in the centre. So isn't Marween Hiroti a forward?
Marween Hiroti, no, he's a reserve grader who's playing first grade, is what he is.
No, we got a few of them.
He's a utility, he can play anywhere. I'm okay with him in the centres.
He's scored a try in every game he's played though this year, hasn't he, Kayla? It's a record, I think.
Yeah, Hero, yeah, he has 9 in a row.
Nice. But he missed a couple of games in the middle there somewhere, didn't he?
No, but he scored a try in every game he's played this year.
That's right. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. All right. We've been being a bit nice now. We've got to go. We've got rid of the pleasantries. Thank you very much. Out of the way. But you have to be honest. You have shown in the last couple of weeks a bit of a soft underbelly. Lost to the Roosters 46-16, and then at Shark Park 40-10, routing by the Warriors. Didn't even look in that game. Brendan Nakora in doubt. with his gash lip, and suddenly the Reds defence looks shakier than my nan's trifle. How do the Sharks fix this?
The attitude's got to be better. You can't convince me that there's not talent in that team to come out and wipe half the competition. I mean, we beat Melbourne a couple of weeks ago with 2 players sitting on the bench. Yeah, true. It probably takes a little bit away. But, Stone Street's leg was pointing backwards, and Rami's eye was hanging out at the socket, and we still managed to beat Melbourne. So a team that can do that, turn up and lose to the Roosters' second-grade team, let's be honest, that's what it was, and then concede 30 or 28 unanswered points at home to the Warriors, who are a good side. But come on, the attitude sucks. I've heard from the club, nothing's changed. They're all working hard. Prove it. The attitude sucks. Defense's attitude. We've conceded like 80 points in 2 weeks. This is probably the week where you want the Dragons, because our recent record against you guys is very good. And, with the greatest respects, they're a team we should beat. But we also should have won the last 2 games. So there's every chance we're sitting here next Tuesday night talking about yet another game where Cronulla have just let it go. If Nicker is out, I'm bringing Billy Burns right in, and I'm swapping Teague Walton sides, because Billy Burns has earned that role. So whoever shouted Billy Burns before, great shout. He's been tremendous.
Yeah, our boss, Donnie, was a bit of a Billy Burns fan. I like Billy Burns too. Billy Burns reminds me of Steve Menzies. The way he runs those lines, he runs great lines. So if you can get him playing good football every week, we couldn't. Okay, you're running 5th, 7 wins, 6 losses. You only have 1 bye, but you're only on plus 14.
Yeah,
the teams behind you have got a much better points difference. Are you worried if you have another loss to the Dragons, you could slip out of the 8?
Yeah, definitely. Like, the fact that we're 5th is like, we've been so bad and we're still sitting 5th. But on the other side, it's like, how are we 5th? Like, the fact is, two more losses and you're in no man's land. Like, this game is so important this weekend. It's not, it's not one of those 4-point games they call it. But Penrith worry the hell out of me. They're turning good. They're going to kick into gear and make it.
If you have a look at the ladder, you guys are on 16 points. Cowboys are only 15. They play the Dolphins this week, and they've got a lot of players out. Broncos, Roosters, they both got better for and against than you guys. Rabbitohs, Dragons and the Rabbitohs. So, and we're -4, plus 47, so we're miles away. So it's going to be a tough ask if you lose another game.
Yeah, it is. Like, we literally 2 weeks ago, we're going into a game against the Roosters reserve grade team with a bye on the horizon. We just beat Melbourne again. We're in the top 4. We're sitting pretty. Everyone's thinking, here we go. And then Cronulla say, just you wait. And they reminded us what our club does, which is what we do. See, this stuff here, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, I would have been, you're right, 100%. Now I'm watching my words, because I'm going to have to eat anything I say, because I'm genuinely worried about turning up and essing the bed this weekend.
Yeah. I don't care what I say. I'll eat anything. Has anybody else got any more questions for Dan? I'm done.
Yep. So, in big games with the halves, Braden Trindle and Nico Hines, obviously they both have big games, but in some games they don't know which one wants to take control, and that's become a bit of a problem. And with that, I think that's caused some big losses. And I just want to know that who you should think be the controlling half of the team.
Nico Hines is a better player, and I think a guy on $1 million by default has to be the controller. I don't think it's his best role, but that's what Cronulla have earmarked. So if it doesn't work, well, it doesn't work. I think you're exactly right. There's been some games that we've looked in and you're going, where's Nico? Where's Nico? And they keep going to Trindle. And you're like, okay, I get it. He's the hot hand, et cetera, et cetera. You got $1 million former Dally M winning halfback who, has played Origin, not well, but has played in that situation. The problem is, though, that it gets to a point where if Nico misses a field goal, everyone just trashes him for a week and he has to lock himself in his house. So they go to Trindle because, Trindle hasn't done that as much. But Trindle's last month has been, and I don't want to break any swear laws here, been diabolical. It's been really, really bad. He had that one good half against Manly, then threw an intercept, and we watched him run 60, 70 metres to score and get back in the game. it's fine when one's playing lights out football and the other's sitting with, but I don't think they know who the boss is. That has to be the number one thing this week. Say, Nico, it's your game. Okay, if you're off, we call an audible. We move Trindle to 7, but it has to be Nico Hines.
And you don't have to worry about the swear laws. Coco doesn't care. She just comes out and goes off anyway.
I do, but it's 7:50 p.m., you know?
Okay.
So
You gotta be a good
I do
girl.
Swear, so, yep.
Dan, have
when it
you
comes to
ever
footy, I
seen
do swear.
Heroes and Villains? Like, seriously? Come on.
Just say yes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be. I'm trying to represent the Sharks here because once I start, I'm not going to finish it.
Don't worry, just go off as much as you want. Jess, you got a question?
Yes, well, it's in two parts. First one will be about Dan Atkinson, who is joining us next year. Had a good year last year when Trindle and Hines were unavailable, but he's been put out of position a few times when you've had some injuries on that. Do you think he's a player like Atkinson is wasted on the bench?
Oh, 200%. He had. Look, I don't want to go in too hard because I like Atkinson in person and I like him as a player. He is so far behind Hines and Trindle, like in terms of skill and ability, but he's so far ahead of them in that he will die for the jersey where I don't think the other two will. And that's the kind of player you want. He's not a player that you can put on the bench though because he's a jack of all trades, master of none. You don't like you got to pick a bench with, hey, here's the plan. Brad took the bench a couple of years ago with Nico Hines and said, literally, I have no plan for him. I'm just going to put him in where I see fit. Then he puts him at centre when you've got a Dally M Centre of the Year, Matt Burton available because of the HIA rule, brings in, he throws him out there. Nico gets caught out of position, loses, falls, Cronulla's season falls apart. Atkinson is a great player, but he has to start at 6 or 7, or he should be playing fullback for Newtown, getting some minutes in the legs because there's going to be a time where someone's not available. He's too short to play on the wing. Xavier Coates had absolute field day. He feasted on him. It took him 3 tries before they go, oh, wait, Ronaldo's taller than Atkinson. Let's move him. So that answers your Fitzgibbon question. I think he's a great signing for you guys. He's better than Kyle Flanagan. So am I, just quietly. But I think
Not hard.
But for Cronulla in this role, he's wasted. It's a negative for him. It's a negative for the team. It's a negative for 3 other players who should be sitting there, one being Hohepa Puru. So, I would release him tomorrow to you guys. I would say go over there because you're a distraction. You're not doing anything here. Go get your feet
We'll take him.
at the Dragons and go improve over there because there's 5 players who should be playing there instead of him.
And my next question, obviously Flano is your former coach. When he says, I will fix it, how many times did he say that to the Sharks and did they do it?
Okay, so yes is the answer, but at what cost? I've got a love-hate relationship with Flanagan. I will never not celebrate him given what he did for Cronulla. He did what Jesus himself couldn't do and deliver us a premiership. Like we are a basket coach. You've seen before and after. But he almost sunk the club 3 times, and he almost sunk us after being told, do not check your emails. First thing he did was send an email saying to someone, I can't check my emails, text me. Idiot. Like, seriously, the bloke, yes, he will fix you guys. I said early on when he signed for you guys, I hated it because I don't want you to be good because of the rivalry. It's fun. I only half mean that because obviously the rivalry is more fun when we're going back and forward. But I don't want you guys to beat us. I don't want you to get better. Some of the signings he's made, like the way he's brought Couchman in, is just reminiscent of what he did with Fafita. He's just picking these players and bringing him in. The only difference is, both times he had a pretty useless halfback, because I'm not huge on Chad Townsend. But I think him bringing in Kyle Flanagan is going to be his undoing there. I think once he brings Dan Atkinson in and Flanagan goes to 9 when Cook retires, I think you'll be sweet. I think you guys are headed very much in the right direction, but it's a roller coaster with Shane Flanagan. There's plenty of rounds before there's enough.
It's a roller coaster with the Dragons every year. Haspan, have you got a question? Question for Dan? Even about his personal life.
I mean, the only questions I've got for Dan are about Sydney Trains, but just going back to Dan Atkinson, what does he bring to the Sharks, and what do you guys lose when he comes over here next year?
So what he brings when he's using his right.
Why were you so pissed off on Twitter about him leaving, which you were. Don't deny it.
I think I can produce 60 tweets that says I wasn't, and I said let's get rid of him now. I'm high on
That's just in
Dan.
the last 2 weeks, though.
Sorry.
That's just in the last 2 weeks, though.
For
You
the
weren't saying
purpose-
that then.
For the purpose of this, sure, I'm really going to miss him. But when he's used in his correct position, he's a worker. He'll give you 110%. Like, he tackles his backside off. He led us to a win we didn't deserve in Melbourne, and then he kicked a field goal that no one else can do against Newcastle last year. The problem is those 2 games were really, really good. It's been bog ordinary since. We saw him go in the centres, and we saw Stephen Crichton walk around him and laugh and turn back as if to say, what? When he scored, it was that easy. So it's I don't want to bag Atkinson because he's been put in a position that he just shouldn't do. It's like putting me on a pawn set and going, this guy can't do what he should do. You've got to have the ability to do that. I think for you guys, he's going to be huge. I am very, very scared. Our backup half once Atkinson leave is Niuai Peru, and let's just say bloke can't tackle. He's missed more tackles than anyone else in New South Wales Cup. Put him in first grade, he's going to miss 20 a game, and that's not an
Yeah, I've seen those tweets too.
Yeah, so we're going to miss that. We're going to miss that. If Hines pulls up lane tomorrow and Atkinson comes in, we don't lose a whole lot. If you play 6 games in a row, yeah, obviously you're missing Nico Hines, but I think you guys have got a good one, and I'm happy for that to be tweeted and brought up next year.
Now, is he a heads up sort of kicker in general play, or is he an organizer?
Definite organizer, but again, we haven't seen him play for any length of time. I think you guys signed someone else here to play halfback next year.
No, we've only signed Ilias, but he's playing reserve grade.
Yeah.
Kyle Flanagan, King Togia, and Glover.
King Toady is a flat out 5'8".
Yeah.
Atkinson's going to have to play 7, and I think he can do it, but he needs a full preseason doing that role. And I think he's a good one. I think he's an upgrade. Put it that way.
I mean,
Nice.
Scoop would be an upgrade on bloody Kyle Flanagan.
Like, we were annoyed to lose him. At one stage, he was like...
He was the next big thing, wasn't he?
100%. He and Luke Metcalf, and we let Metcalf go and sat on Flanagan, and then let Flanagan go, brought Metcalf back, and then flicked him again. It's like, we had both of them, and we don't have either. So,
yeah. Coco, you got any questions?
No, but I just want to say thank you for coming on, and I love to hear your passion for the Sharks. It's really good because I get too passionate and I look like a dick, but I love hearing it. Just love it. So keep it going, mate. Be angry, be frustrated. It's like my team. I didn't get to watch the game on Friday night, thank God. I was at the movies, but I rewatched it. And it's like what you said, the attitude. We don't have that attitude, that win attitude, and it's frustrating when you watch a team and it's the stress of it, and it's just like, what are you guys doing? I just hope it's a good match on Thursday. It's a close one, even if it's a 2-point field goal or something, something to give us a chance. Well, for my team,
We don't think we've got a person to kick the field goal, have we? We've got anyone to kick the field goal in that team without Valentine Holmes?
I think Gutho might have. Maybe.
Might have, yeah, possibly.
I don't think he kicked the 2-pointer.
Not a 2-pointer, but
that'd be
He
good
might-
though. How interesting!
We had one. We've let him go to bloody Parramatta.
All right. I think we've questioned Dan enough now. He's got getting hoarse.
Ronaldo the pest.
The pest. Yeah, everyone's saying that he's a pest. But that's what you want in a player.
Look, he's a player that's better with a chip on his shoulder, but he's also a player who doesn't really know when to rein it in. He's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. I'll stand by that. He's got white line fever, but he's the kind of player that if he wasn't in a Sharks uniform, I would hate and agree with everything you say. But I love him because he's my pest.
I'll tell you a little story. The last time we played, they played at Wollongong last year when the Sharks beat us there. Ronaldo Mulatalo wasn't playing. He was sitting in the row in front of me, and all the Dragons fans were there, and he was heckling them the whole afternoon. He was giving a shit the whole afternoon. He would not stop. Him and Billy Burns sitting together. Billy Burns couldn't stop laughing.
Was it good nature though?
No, no.
Yeah,
he
it was
laughing
good
all up.
natured. Always good natured. I love having a go at Sharks fans. I've got plenty of Sharks fans as friends
Him and
as
Reed
well.
Marnie
so-
would go well together.
Yeah, true. Well, Reed's going north. Hey,
Yeah,
all these
going
players
north,
are trying to link. Don't forget the Bears are in a couple of years and they need some garbage. So maybe Flanagan.
Well, they want Happy Coruscant.
Yeah, that's how I'd start my club, recruiting a 40-year-old who's
Yeah,
still got
I know.
contract.
I know. And Tino's one over there as well. Okay. Well, thanks, Dan. Thanks for being on. But,
Big
you know,
Sorry, Big T.
sorry. Go, Hasman. Go, son.
Is that it? I mean, if the Bears want garbage, Cole Flanagan, Blake Laurie,
Lachlan Ilias.
and Tyrell Sloan.
Oh,
And
no,
Lachlan Ilias.
you fucking ass.
I have their eyes out of you, Coco.
Coco.
Sorry, it's 8:01 p.m. Sorry.
Coco, he's back this
send
week.
you a
You should
three,
be
mate.
happy.
That's a very good three. I'll throw in. They can have Oregon Kafusi. They can have Hamlin Nueli, Sione Katoa.
Lachlan
Yeah,
Ilias.
there's six. Team's half filled. We fixed them. And Josh Hannay.
Shane Flanagan could be the assistant coach,
There you go. Perfect. We sold rugby league.
says Gas.
All right. Before we go into the walk down,
Oh, Lisa Marie Cooper's not happy.
no, she's not. I love
She's
Lisa
not
Marie
happy with
Cooper.
me.
She's agreeing with you,
Before we-
Coco.
Yes, us chicks got to stick together. See? Us chicks. Love you, Lisa Marie.
Listen to these
Job.
nufties. Before we go to a walk down memory lane, give us your tip, Dan.
Let's say Cronulla 30-20. I don't think either team can tackle, so it'll be whoever holds the ball and scores the most points.
Any bold predictions?
Bold prediction. I'm going to be yelling at the TV by half time. Bold prediction. You guys will probably score first because I can't remember us scoring the first try all season. I think we're probably both at the end of the game, no matter who wins, thinking we're not a top 8 side. That's my prediction.
Cool. And who in the Dragons team do the Sharks have to watch?
In the Dragons, well, Vow's the obvious one, so I'm glad he's out. Look, Couchman, he's my favourite Dragon. I love what I've seen from that kid. Moses Sully is a weapon. I love what I've seen from that bloke too. I think he's a huge problem. Is Jaden Stewart's named, isn't he?
He's injured.
Got you. Well, that sucks because I think Stewart's an absolute weapon. I just hope Blake Laurie gets in that team somewhere on the night because that would make me feel good. Not Blake Laurie. No, I think Moses Sully's the one who, if we're sitting here talking, he tore us apart. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Oh, he hasn't been doing that for the last couple of weeks. We've got to kick him in the ass or put a pin in his ass or something.
We need Guffo to aim up. Guffo.
Gutho's got to fire him up.
I love the kid.
We'll do that. We'll do that after a walk down memory lane. But here it is. It's a walk down memory lane. Come with me as we take a walk down memory lane. Brought to you by Essence and Light. They make soaps and candles. They're actually at a break at the moment because my wife had a small stroke, so she's up in hospital at the moment. So so they're offline. But anyway, it's www.com, essenceandlight.com.au. Go and have a look. They're absolutely fantastic. We played 54 times, like I mentioned earlier. Sharks 30, Dragons 23. There's not a lot of difference in the points there, so we must have flogged you a few times. 26 all draw back in 2001. So the game we're going back to, Saturday, May 1st, 2010, round 8, Dragons and Sharks. Win Stadium, Wollongong. Crowd, 15,779. Referees, Jason Robinson and Tony Delarez. So you got to say it like that because it's Tony Delarez. All right, run through the sides here. Darius Boyd at the back for the Dragons. Morrison Nightingale, best wingers we've ever had on the wings. Scott and Cooper in the centres. Sowden Barrett in the halves. Hunt, Prittis, and Wayman in the front row. Neville Costigan, Ben Cray, and Dean Young locks the scrum. On the bench, John Green, Nick Emmett, Trent Merrin, and Ricky Thorby. He didn't play a few games for us. Coached by Wayne Bennett. The Sharks team back then, 2010, was coached by Ricky Stewart. Nathan Stapleton at the back, Blake Ferguson, and what was his name? Isaac Gordon on the wings. Dean Collis and Tauilima Tautai in the centres. Trent Barrett and Tim Smith in the halves. Kate Snowden, John Morris, and Luke Douglas in the front row. Matt Middleton, Anthony Tupu. Whose dog's going off? Stop that dog. It's probably Coco. And Paul Gallen locks the scrum on the bench. On the bench is Luke Harlan, Roderick Wright, Paul Ayton, and PSA Varvo. Is that Coco's
Not
dog?
my dog. My dog's asleep.
Oh, okay. Okay, where are we going? Trent Barrett, played for Illawarra, 96 to 98. 45 games, 30 tries, 2 field goals, 122 points. Also played for the St. George Illawarra Dragons, 99 to 2006. 154 games, 47 tries, 5 field goals, 100. Wish we had him tomorrow on Thursday. Would have loved to have him. He was at the Sharks 2009, 2010 at Wigan, 2007, 2008. So he jumped over there. All up, 235 games, 8 tries, 10 field goals, 380 play. Played for New South Wales in 97, Australia in 2000 and 2005. So Trent Barrett. Trent Barrett's now coach. Ooh, he looks quite confused in that photo. Started at Manly. Started at Manly in 16, 18, 73 games, 29 wins, 39% win rate. Then the Bulldogs, 21 games, 22, 34 games, 5 wins, 14%. Parramatta assistant coach under Brad Arthur became Parramatta caretaker coach after Arthur was sacked. 14 games, 4 wins, 28%. 2025 Broncos assistant coach. He's up there now. He's up beside Madge. They don't like him up there, except for their big win on the weekend. They had a big win on the weekend, but they didn't play the Titans. Total 124 games as a coach, 38 wins, 31% win rate. That's not very good. That's the game we're going back to. Round 8, Dragons and Sharks, 2010. 7th minute. Where are we? 7th minute.
Brett Morris try.
Dragons 6-0.
Every time.
Matt Cooper scored in the 12th minute. British from dummy half. Sowie, Hornby, across to Matt Cooper. To B-Moz. Matt Cooper wraps around B-Moz and scores in the corner. Sowie with a sideline conversion, both of them 12-0. 26th minute, the flying Jason Knight again. Look at him there, scored a try against the Warriors. They went Bo Scott out to Flo in the corner. It was just one of those tries. Beautiful try. 38-minute penalty goal was Sowie. And that's it, half-time. Dragons, 18. Gummies, 0.
It's the worst Sharks team of all time.
44th minute. 44th minute. Sharks kick downfield from the 30. Darius Boyd picks it up, returns, runs across field, runs back to the side of Brett Morris, who runs past second keeper, left-hand side of the ground. Just electric they are. They were electric that side. We didn't even have Gaznia. He was out. And big Mick Wayman, he goes over, crashes over from close. Never Costigan runs to the line. Offload, one hand free. Beautiful. Mick Wayman normally does the offloads, but he scored one. Dragons 30, Sharkies 0. 58th minute, B-Moz is over again. Where's my paperwork? Here we go. A series of passes left. Hornby, Boyd, quick. Out to B-Moz on the wing. They weren't going to stop him. Nobody's going to stop him that day. 34-0. In the 76th minute, in again, B. Morris, third try. Oh, my God, the last try, absolutely sensational. Beautiful chip by Sowie. B. Morris picks it up, over for a try, 38-0. There it is, full time, 38. Dragons 38, the Hobbits 0. They're from the Shire. You know they're from the Shire. And here we go. This is my new little segment this week on Moments of Yesterday. Well, Hasman didn't send me a photo, so I stole one off his page. Right? There's Hasman. All right? There's Hasman. So he didn't send me a photo, so I made Hasman a little Hasman. That's little Hasman. That's what the AI gave me. Ha ha.
That's actually not too far off.
It's pretty good, is it?
That's not too
Did
far
you have
off.
a beard back then too? Nice beard. And there's the caricature. I think that's Puff behind him as a younger person. He looks old anyway. All right, that's full time. Dragons 38, Sharkies 0. That's our biggest win over the Sharks ever, 38-0. Thank you for joining me on Behind Enemy Lines and a walk down memory lane. This has been a Big T presentation. That's AI. AI is fantastic. I love it. Proudly brought to you by the Mad Dragon Podcast, Essence and Light. Go to their website, www.essence, and it's essence and andlight.com.au. The rest is history, Jess.
Always say, Big T.
The rest is history, Big T. That's what I always say. The rest is history. Much, much more to be made. Thanks for joining me on the Behind Enemy Lines. Back to you, Big T. Thanks, Big T. Thanks for that, mate. That was a nice walk down memory lane. 38-0 over the Sharks, our biggest win. I think our next one's 30-0 after that, but I've got that written down for a later date. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for joining us, mate. Tell us where you're from, and maybe someone will listen to you.
Yeah. If you check out Rugby League Outlaws on YouTube, that's the Rugby League one, everything shark related. We took a look this week inside the NRL Flunker. Yes, you heard that right. So,
okay, Flunker.
If you want to check that out, people always say you think you
I
could
like
do
that
better.
name.
I know I could be better, do better. So Rugby League Outlaws, that's where it's at. But yeah, good luck on the weekend, guys. After seeing that, I hope you lose by 100 because that was the worst. Oh my God! Look, when you were reading that side out, I was like, "Oh, this is a stitch up." I know he got flogged. Was this 60? And I'm still shocked. It was
38, mate. 38. Thanks for joining us, mate. You've been absolutely fantastic.
Thank you so much, guys.
Love you being on. We'll have you back again. Don't worry about that. And yeah, thanks very much. Thanks very much, mate. Thanks for coming on.
See you soon. All the best.
Thanks, mate. There we go. Dan from Fins Up. And what was the other one? Rugby League Outlaws, was
Outlaws. Yeah.
it? Nice.
Rugby League
Rugby League Outlaws.
Listen, we wouldn't be able to do this without Jeff and the team at Complete Warehouse Solutions. And if you're into warehousing, down on number 6 Commerce Drive, Lake Illawarra, give them a call, 0417 223 409 or 02 4257 1930 for all your warehouse needs. That's number 2. Now let's turn the flame flower onto ourselves. The mighty Red V roller coaster ride, let's be honest. Ups and downs. Ups with the wins over Brisbane and Melbourne. Downs, the Anzac Day flogging, and last week's 56-6 shellacking by the Dolphins. I've tried to block them out of my memory like I've blocked all my bad exes, but they're still around. We still had them. So, Jag, do you want to set up your one? We'll go to get your brains ready. We're going to Jag's trivia.
Okay, we'll get in, everyone. What my question for tonight? So see how good your memory is. We're going back to 2014 at Shark Park. Now, on that night, we won the game against the Sharks, one of our memorable wins. But what was the most significant thing about that night? We had a player that scored a try, but what was memorable about that try? If you can name it in the comments, it was probably Yeah, we'll see how you go in the comments. It was known for a particular moment in the game. What happened in that game?
Okay, there you go. What
Yeah,
happened in that game in 2014?
Something memorable.
Significant, something memorable. So I think I know what it is. But it's a great one. Questions, answers in the question in the message box. Now we've seen promise, we've seen heart. Gutho barking like he owns the team. He's steering us around. And if we hit form, like we can do, Sharks better have their flows on because there's a tsunami coming. It's going to be a big one. So let's get into this.
They're slugging it out in the middle of the field. The Dragon's front row has knocked his block off.
His block is knocked off?
It's time to look at the one-on-one battles that will decide the game. Will it be the key position players? Will the fight be won out wide? Or will it be one up front? Strap yourself in for Coco's Clashes!
All right, well, Coco's nice. Here she is.
Hi.
Let's get into this, Coke.
Okay, so I've got maybe top 3. So I think for me, I believe Will Kennedy is a really good player for the Sharks, and his speed and the way he runs to the line, we've got to be careful. I feel like he is dangerous, and also feel that I cannot say Ronald. Also, Ronaldo. Sorry, I cannot say his name. Our last name.
Ronaldo Militalo.
Thank you.
You're gonna say it like a soccer commentator,
like an Italian.
Yes.
Like a Spanish or Mexican soccer commentator. You're gonna say it like
not
that.
or any of them. So
Ronaldo Militalo.
yeah,
Him?
thank you.
Hello.
His speed,
Yes,
I feel sorry
Yeah.
for Phone because he'll have to defend the line, and when he's on, he will run and
Yeah.
score. Now, my next person is Cameron McInnes. Now, he is a really good player. Yes, he's an ex-Dragon, but I think the way he plays, he puts his body on the line, and he defends. Look, he's got only he had to get another tooth because his tooth fell out from footy, and just the way he be batted and. So I think that's my top 3. Jack, who would your pick be for out of the Sharks to look out for?
I reckon the one to look out for them is Trindle. If he's kicking games on, he'll destroy us like Isaiah Katoa did the other night. Because when he's on, he's very hard to stop.
I thought so too. I was thinking about Trindle as well. And I thought about his kicking ability as well. And then I was thinking about Nico Hines, but then he's hot and cold. Hasman, who do you think for the Sharks? Who's your one that you that I haven't said or you agree with that we have to look out for?
Okay, so my concern is Fanua Blake and Confusi going up against Gula and Clemmer. I think they are going to destroy us even worse than the Dolphins did last week.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I haven't seen Clemmer be himself, like his mongrel. You know how we're saying mongrel or pest?
He's had one good game for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gula hasn't had any.
Yeah.
Gula didn't have any good games for the fucking Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the team they got now.
Yes.
Big T, we do.
Big
T, what about you? Big T, what about you?
I think the halves are going to be a big part of this game. Nico Hines, he's another player that seems to have the wood on the Dragons. He comes back from injury a couple of years ago, absolutely smashed us.
I don't think he's ever lost to the Dragons.
No, so I think we've got to get on top of him. So yeah, I think the halves are going to be the big key. If our halves, Flanagan and Lock and King Tokyo, if they can get on top and get our outside backs running, I don't know what's going to happen. So I'll tell you my prediction later on.
Yes. And
Billy.
Billy? Billy, who do you think? Billy? Hello, Billy.
Well, like the Hasman said, I'm very worried about AFB and especially with fucking Gould far out. God's sakes.
Yeah.
We're going to be stuffed if we can't. Like, our forward rotations have to be good. Like, Couchman's got to go into the middle at some point because we can't have Gula on for 50 minutes. He won't stop.
Will Sele actually play?
He'll be lucky to last 20.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he's out there for, to play territory, like Blake Laurie used to do. Stick him out there for 20, let him do his work, and then bring him off.
Yeah.
They've got some big boppers on the bench too. Braden Hamlin-Ueli's a big bopper.
One thing I'm also worried about is that their back rowers, they run good lines. So we got to be up because if they hit a hole, they're through.
That's what I'm saying. I was saying before, I hope our forwards match up as well. Because they do have a rather large pack with AFB and Oregon Kafusi and Hamlin-Ueli on the bench and Talakai as well. They've got, and then the young bloke we're talking about, Jess Calhoun. Yeah. I think he's playing his 4th or 5th game, maybe a bit more. But
Toby Rudolph finds his way into the 17 by game day. Yeah. He's on the extended bench there. He's back from injury.
He is.
Oh, okay.
If he's
Dan wants Billy Burns in the side, so yeah. All right, local derbies are always spicy. The two clubs don't like each other. It's like meat pies and salad. One's a real meal, one's a side meal. You know, like it's a bit like that. Just everybody. I don't want to stay on this too long. Everybody, just a quick word on Gula and Sele's inclusion. Is Flanagan playing shenanigans? Who will really start the game? Like,
I honestly
have a
don't
look
know.
at the Dragons.
Can't tell.
Dragons side. There it is. Gula and Clemmer in the front row. Laurie, 18th man. I don't know. Whatever. Sele, Stewart's been moved back to the bench. DeBellin's going to start. Will Stewart start and DeBellin go back to the... Who knows? Like, you don't know what Shane Flanagan plays with.
He might have dropped them because they were exposed last week.
So will Gula will start the match? Will he start the match, or will he bring on Sele? I'm
thinking Sele will come in for Gula.
Sele will come in for Gula.
I hope they drop him out the side, but realistically, I want to see my cousin.
All right.
He's on the extended bench down there.
All right, Jesse, there's a player we all want to start in this game. We've had Toby and Ryan debut the last couple of years. Dylan Egan, Hamish Stewart, Lachlan King Togia, and the XPT Logan Pacifica Tonga this year. There's another guy on the bench there, the extended bench, Nick Sagranis. Tell us a bit about him.
So, yes, he's on a development contract. I think he's 20 years old. He's an Arncliffe Scots junior, was born in St. George Hospital. So his first taste of rugby league came as a 4-year-old at Arncliffe Scots. That's his local club, and the same club his father likes to remind him he won a premiership a few years prior. Once old enough, though, Nick Sagranis moved into St. George's development system, progressing through to the Harold Matthews Cup and the SG Ball. 2 sides he was named captain, and eventually for Jersey Flegg and New South Wales Cup. So Nick said in a piece earlier this year, he said he's a St. George junior through and through, was born at St. George Hospital, played all his junior footy at Arncliffe Scots. His dad is a Dragons tragic, so he had no choice. Sagranis earned his first opportunity to train with the club, grew up supporting throughout last year's preseason, but the teenager was dealt with some harsh learnings. The boys were real welcoming, but last year was a bit of a tough one for him. So he started the preseason and got about 4 weeks and did his back. He ended up playing up until about round 6. Also had surgery on his hand and had a minor calf strain. It was also more learning about himself, coming back from adversity, and he said have tried to take that into this year now. He's a lot better with his preparation for training, but sleeping, doing his best to eat better, stretching, all that sort of stuff. So he's just ready for training, and hopefully he can avoid injury. So he's had the opportunity to hit the ground running this summer, and he's second preseason slot under the guidance of Shane Flanagan, with a 20-year-old eyeing a steadier campaign, having since promoted to the club's development list. So the body's good. It's been pretty tough. Obviously, that's preseason. It's there to challenge us, but I'm feeling fit and feeling strong. I'm excited to get into footy. I'm excited for the year ahead. Definitely feel more comfortable around the boys. The older back rows have been good. Raymond Fatalamara has been really good for me. So has Luciano Leilua and Jaden Sewer. I'll ask him for tips and stuff like that. Even guys like the GOAT, Tommy Eisner, have been really good after video and that sort of stuff. He knows everything. It's just good to chat with him about stuff. See what I can do differently or better next time, and just try and pick his brain a little bit.
Yeah.
The biggest footballing milestone was for him was his first taste of rep footy in 2023, playing in the front row for the New South Wales under-19s Origin side in a dominant victory. So he hasn't played a lot of rep football, but that was his first one. And then he also has another rep jersey he wants to get in the future, the blue and white of Greece, to honour his 4 grandparents who hail from the islands of Kos and Kalymnos. So Greece played at the 2022 World Cup, but he'll have to wait for his longer for his international debut at this point in time, with his club commitments coming first. But he would love to play the opportunity to play for Greece one day. He said he's been speaking to them. It's about more of a matter of finding a time when he can play. The World Cup is massive, and the Australian and Greek communities were loving it. A lot of them love footy, and we don't get to see the much of the Greek national team. But now that it's on the rise there, they're loving it. And his goal this year was to get some cup games under his belt, play against men. But whether it's playing cup or flag, he just wants to play consistent footy.
Yeah.
So he may or may not get his opportunity to debut on Thursday night.
Well, that's what all the reports are saying, that Nick Sagranis is going to debut for the Dragons. Is Shane Flanagan playing shenanigans again, and he's going to bring Nick into the side?
Well, we'll just have to wait and see, I suppose.
That's right.
I don't think he is. I honestly,
I think he will. But with the players that have debuted this year,
no, I reckon he's brought him into the squad for a bit of experience, but I don't think he will play this week.
Get him in around the first grade squad on a game day, maybe. Yeah, give him that experience, as Hasman said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him in there. Let him sort of get used to the top grade and how they do it. But I don't think he'll be in the 17.
You think he'll be blooded this year?
I definitely think he'll be blooded this year, but I don't think this week is going to be the week.
Is he one of your cousins, Billy? Because you Greeks are all cousins to each other.
He's Lachlan Lee's cousin, isn't he?
You like the Maoris. They're all cousins as well.
Yeah. Well, I like to say all the Greeks are my cousins, but Sagranis.
That's right.
Sagranis' grandparents are actually from the same island my mum's grandparents were from. So.
Oh, cool. So there could be something there.
Yeah, maybe.
Just take it anyway, mate.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, Hasman. When was the last time we beat the Sharks at Shark Park, or even the last time we beat the Sharks? How do our last 5 clashes look?
I'm pretty sure we've lost the last 5. In fact, I'm pretty sure we've lost the last 10.
Now, we won one back in, was it 2020, 2021? And at Campbelltown, we won that one.
The game where the Sharks didn't get off the bus.
That's the time where the Dragon supporters were on the car park next door watching the game.
But cardboard cutouts at the ground.
That's right. What a joke that was. What a joke.
Okay. Last time we beat these bloody gummy bastards was round 5 2020. We beat them 30-16 at Campbelltown
in front of a crowd of 0.
I think we had Ben Hunt at 9 and Duff in the halves. Cool.
Adam Clune was the halfback. I remember it.
Adam Clune.
He went to Newcastle and disappeared, didn't he?
Yes. Now he's in England.
Yep. We had Hunt at 6, Clune at 7, Corey Norman at fullback, if you can believe it.
There you go.
I think. I mean,
So when was the last? Can you find out when was the last time we beat them at Shark Park?
at Shark
Have a look at
Park,
that.
I have that.
You have that?
2018.
2008.
yeah.
Last time we made the semis.
2016.
The Nene McDonald try.
2018, yeah.
Yeah. We were down
We
14-0 in that game too.
Yeah. Thought of a real
Cool.
comeback. I remember
Flano
watching
was
that.
actually coaching the Sharks that night.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
Yeah. Coco there. Where's Coco? Coco. There she is. Hot Coco.
Oh, yeah.
He's grabbing a hot cocoa.
I was saying before the show we should do should do a segment called In Bed with Coco.
Well, I am in bed because this is the best line.
She is in bed, we know. How much are we going to miss Valor Holmes, even though we've got Corey Allen that's coming to the side? He's not a bad centre. He played centre before. How much are we going to miss Val?
Well, he's our kicker. Like, I think we will miss him. He does do kicks, but I wasn't really happy with his performance before. But hopefully, he gets better. So who will be our kicker? Will it be Flanagan? Can I ask? Is it Flanagan?
I'd say so, yeah. I'd say
Most
so.
likely Flanagan.
Yep.
Although I think Gutherson does actually have a better percentage than Flanagan.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Sloan can kick him if they're right in front.
Yeah.
I can kick him if they're right in front.
I can't kick
Laurie can kick him if they're right in front, one would assume.
Yeah, one would assume. Did you see Big Papa's goal the other day?
Yeah, good on him. That was
312th
lovely.
game, whatever it was.
We are lucky.
we'll come back to that later.
That could come back to bite us in the ass, I think.
Billy, do you think the Dragons need to go through the middle this week to win, or should they throw it wide and test the edges? Because they've been a little bit shaky for
That'd
Cronulla.
be a good fucking idea, wouldn't it?
I mean, we should use both. We should mix it up. But if we go through their middle, they miss tackles. Like Blake Brayley missed 10 tackles against the Warriors. Two other forwards of theirs, I'm not too sure, missed about 7 or 8. So it's not like they're defensively the greatest. If we can just, get gritty, bite down on the mouth guard and go straight up the middle and then mix it up when we get down to their end, we can definitely win the game.
I'm sure we can. It's gonna come down to who wants it more. I think we're both desperate for points. Sharkies don't want to drop out of the 8, and we want to get back in. So it's going to be a big game. Hasman, do we have any injuries in the club and suspensions? And when are they all due back?
Buggered if I know. We've got a lot of players injured.
They're all outside backs.
No suspension as far as I know. 3/4 of our first choice backlines bloody injured. Scores
I'll ask
just
you
come
that.
back.
Forget the one I just asked you. I want to ask you the one at the bottom here.
If 2 players were going to drown, who is?
Too funny. And that was the Mad Dragon Block. I don't know who that was. It's one of the 4 of us.
Okay. Honestly, if you want me to answer that question, I'll answer it.
Go for it.
Neither of the bastards.
None of the above. Let them both go.
You let them
None
die.
of the above, my friend.
Don't take your foot off either of their head.
I did just want to say something. So just going back to Billy's point of going through the middle, it's not just the forwards that need to do that. It's King, Togia, and especially Flanagan that need to do that as well.
Okay.
Flanagan particularly is way too lateral. We
Lateral?
have success when he goes through the middle. When he
When he
goes
runs,
sideways, when he goes sideways, all you're doing is basically making the defense slide with you. That just helps them. Go through the fucking middle. Go through the guts.
You got to.
Right
You got
up
to go
the
through the guts to earn the right to go wide.
Yes, exactly.
Joey Johns raised that point on the Sunday Footy Show.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't
Been
take
on
it.
that for a while,
Does like a
but-
genius like Joey Johnson fucking work that out.
I know you're chomping at the bit, Jess. You're
Liam
biting your
could
lip.
figure that out.
No, I'm good.
Bloody Scoot
No,
could work that out, for Christ's sake.
I think you're biting your lip there, Jag, aren't you? No, you want to talk about this? Want to talk about this? I know you want to. Do you want to run us through the New South Wales side?
I've got my own slides. I'll
Bring your own slides up. I don't care.
So yes,
There
it's
you
a pretty settled lineup. So Dylan Edwards at the back, Brian To'o and Zach Lomax on the wings, Stephen Crichton and Latrell Mitchell in the centres, Mitchell
Yeah,
Moses
go
and
Trell,
Nathan Cleary in the halves. Up front, so Max King comes in with the season-ending injury to Mitch Barnett, with Payne Haas. Reece Robson is the dummy half. Liam Martin and Angus Crichton are the back rowers, with Isaiah locking the scrum. He's the captain. On the bench, it's Connor Watson, Spencer Lenu, Hudson Young, and the new face on the bench was part of the squad for Game 1. Stefano Utoi Ikamanu comes in for his second origin. And on the extended squad is Matt Burton, Keon Kalamatangi. It was meant to be Haumali Olakuatu, but he's awaiting the birth of his second child, so that he had to withdraw from that. And Penrith front row, Lindsay Smith is the new face in the squad, and the coach is Laurie Daly.
Lindsay Smith's a bit of a surprise, isn't he?
Well, he was in the Australian squad at the end of last year as well.
Okay.
So,
All right, we won't waste too much time on this. We'll get into the next team. Who wants to read out the Queensland team? I suppose it'll have to be me.
No. Screw it. I'll do it.
How does Ponga get there? That's what I want to know. How the heck does Ponga
you've
get
got
there?
some errors there,
when you
Big
play
T.
shit all for
That team's,
Newcastle?
that team's wrong.
Oh, is it? Collins, Cape Roliero, Howarth, Mam, and Horsburgh.
Are you done?
Go.
No,
Are you done? Can I do it?
You can do it.
Right.
he's got the wrong
So-
team up here, Hasmi.
So it's all right. I've got my own team list here. So at fullback we've got Prancy McPranceface. On the wings we've got left, right, eight. In the centres we've got left of centre and right of centre. 5'8", we got prisoner 24601. 7, we got oh dear. Number 8, we got big fat bastard forward. It gets worse. And number 9, we got Harry Dixon Balls.
Hey.
Number 10, we got unpronounceable forward. At 11, we got welcome
Yeah,
back
thank
Cotter. Number 12, we got totably incapable.
What? I think I'm going to read this team myself. Thanks, Hasman. Thanks for your team, mate. Thank you very much. Caleb Ponga at the back, Xavier Coach and Hamaso Tabuai Fido on the wings. Robert Toya and Valentine Holmes in the centres. Cameron Munster and Tom Dearden in the halves. Cameron Munster's the captain, taken over from Daly Cherry Evans, who's been dropped from the squad. May Fortawaka, Harry Grant, and Tino Fa'asumala in the front row. Reuben Cotter, Kirk Capewell moves into the side.
As I said,
Trent,
pronounceable forward.
and Trent. What's so hard about Tino Fa'asumala? It's not that hard. Kurt Learo locks the scrum. Kurt Mann comes in the side from ANF Man. Lindsay Collins, Jeremiah Nanai is on the bench. Patrick Carrigan is the 17. Ezra Mann, Jack Howarth, and Corey Horsburgh are the extended team. I can't see too many changes in this side. I don't think Ezra Mann, Jack Howarth, or Corey. I'd like to see Corey Horsburgh get into the side, mate. He's a halfback. That's right. You have to redeem yourself, Hasman. Corey Horsburgh's a halfback in a props body. He can do everything, Corey Horsburgh. I'd love to have him at the Dragons, and we nearly had him at one stage last year. Okay. We'll get away from that now. We'll talk about more State of Origin next week before the game.
We won't have a show next Tuesday. We've got to buy.
Well, we can have a State of Origin show, eh? How about a State of Origin show? If anybody in the comments wants us to have a State of Origin show next Tuesday, I'll have a State of Origin show next Tuesday.
Oh yeah,
We're not
be
having
like
a
Roy
show
Hodgson.
again.
If you're the only one representing Queensland, you'd be outnumbered.
I don't care. I have to get Hasman back to redeem himself.
According
this
to
is
Liz Marie Cooper, I just did.
Billy, name
Yes,
for me
sir.
one dragon who has to have a big game on Thursday. Has to have.
I mean,
Torres Sloan.
they all need
Torres
to. But
Sloan?
they all need to, but it starts with the captain. So Gustafson needs to lead by example. When Guffo leads by example, the whole team follows. And as proven, last week he didn't have a good game. Neither did the rest of the team. So hopefully he lifts. Hopefully he has a great game for us. And hopefully that leads to the rest of the team having a great game for us.
Well, I hope Guffo has a big one.
Okay.
Yeah, full of tears. I'll be crying. You'll be crying. You'll be crying. Christopher Holmes, you'll be crying. Anybody else? Does anybody else think anybody has to have a good game to save themselves? Maybe, you know, like who has to have a good game?
Cole Flanagan.
Kyle Flanagan. Yep. Yeah, Coco. Who do you think has to have a good game?
Oh, I'll say my man Sloan. I'll put him up because all the haters love to put hack on him, and I don't give a shit what you got. No, I'm joking. I do actually, but I think he just needs to just get that himself back, that confidence. I don't know. I can see what you guys mean. Like he does seem lazy, but there's good. It's like when he's on, he's on. It's frustrating because I like the young guy, you know. But yeah, I think he needs to put more passion and more like defense in his game, and especially this week who he's going against. So
He needs to put his body on the line. It's something he's never been able to do.
yeah, it
He's had
seems like
enough
he's.
chances.
I don't care. I'm not. He's from Dapto, you know. He's from Illawarra. Okay, the Illawarra
You're
side.
saying that Adapto is a good thing. Adapto.
Jess, who has to have a good game?
What's that got to do with the price of sushi at the Taj Mahal?
There's a lot of people from Adapto.
I don't care. He's a Dapto boy. Okay, shut up, mate.
That's
What's
what
that got to do with anything?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Nathan Lawson.
I think he has to have a big one.
Yes.
He got found out last week.
No. The problem with Nathan Lawson last week, he was on the wrong side of the fucking field.
But he's got to learn to jump. Jack Bostock absolutely slaughtered him.
You seen the week before, he had a blinder on the left wing. But then last week on the right wing, same as Rafa Lava.
He just fucking stood there.
Same as Rafa. He couldn't play on the left. He was a right side winger. Now you got to put Nathan Lawson on the left. That's my rant. But yeah,
but he got a welcome to the NRL last week. Really, he's got to really learn what he needs to do. Like I don't think there's a lot of catching. Like there's not a lot of requirement to jump in rugby sevens, but in this game he really got a hard lesson. And
it's pretty hard when the player's running on you and you're standing still.
If he wants to keep his spot in the team going forward, he's got to get better. But yeah, only 2 games in. Hopefully he does get better.
Holmes. I don't think we should even put it up.
No, I wouldn't either. Coco, this one's for you. All right?
Yes.
If you were coach of the Dragons for 1 week, what's your pep talk to the boys running out at Shark Park?
Yep. All right. I have it.
Keep
right.
the swearing to a minimum.
Oh fuck! I can't do that. Right.
She's already said it.
Gentlemen, boys, Shark Park, local derby, pull your fucking heads in. You want to defend that fucking line? You need to make sure you all teamwork, work together, defend that fucking line like it's the premiership on the line. It's a grand final, you know? They're just fucking Shark players. Do you understand me? Now, Flano and your other guy. Work together. Kick. Do what you can. Right, Clemmer, Gula, and Couchman. Work together. Defend the line. Jack DeBellin, you got to defend. Get the mongrel out. They've got
What
those
about
others
Gutho?
on that side. Huh?
What about Guffo? What would you tell Guffo?
Yeah, Gutho. Wait, I'm not finished. Look, I was trying
She's
to
having
be
a
like,
calm. She's having a calm rant.
Yeah.
Calm rant.
Right. Gutho, you want to be like a burger or you want to be whatever? You need
I
to
like
pull
that
your head in, you know? And you better talk to the other guys and work together because you're the catcher for those kicks and you run straight, not this bullshit sideways shit. Run towards the players and fast and play the power play, right, fellas? This is what you got to do. Don't do the sideways shit. That is not on this week. You got to run straight, fast, and through the line. And Sloan, you got to work your ass off too. Prove yourself wrong. I've backed you all these times. You've got to do it. Do you understand? And I'm going to back this kid. You all need to pull your fucking heads in.
All right, that was a good one. Now it's 18-0 at half time. We've walked into the sheds and Flano's face is red. What would you say? No, I don't want to go to half time.
Yeah,
That
no,
one was
I
bad.
can do this. All right.
So I don't want you to do half time.
Yeah.
Jess. Does this game come down to discipline and which team cracks under pressure first?
Probably. We've got to start well, to be honest. Our start was awful last week. I think we've got to get early points if we're going to beat them. And you know how you said there, who's got to aim up? I think collectively too, there's more pressure on the whole team. Everyone will expecting them to aim up after last week. They want a response. And normally history shows when you concede 50 points 1 week, you do get a response. Not just saying it's our team, but any team in the NRL in general. And hopefully that does wake them up. It's a wake-up call that they may need. And what better motivation to get up for a local derby? It would be amazing to beat the Sharks in their own backyard. But we've got to really start well and not let them run out. We've got to make our tackles. We've got to get up in their face and be aggressive and don't let them run. Put pressure on the kickers like Trindle and Hines and be careful of the footwork of the players like Aden Fanua-Blake and those quick outside backs as well. If we let players like Katoa and Mulatalo run, it's going to be a hard night. So we've got to be on defensively and our attack's got to be more direct and go straight. I think we just got to kick for space, and if we can keep the errors out of our game as well, which we haven't had, we haven't done for a few weeks now. We just got to complete our sets and kick downfield and keep the Sharks down in their own end. If we can do that and defend well, we've got a good chance.
Hasman?
Well, Jesse.
Yes.
He doesn't know how to say it.
I think you've been on the wacky tobacco, my boy. We haven't had a kicker kick to space since Jamie Soward.
That's right.
I'm saying that's what needs to happen. I don't say it's going to happen.
And Flanagan are capable of kicking anywhere except straight down the fullback or winger's throats. Are you fucking serious?
I'm saying it doesn't mean it'll happen.
You're off your head.
Hasman, the rivalry between the Sharks and the Dragons, I think it's waned in the last few years. How do we bring the fight back and really hate the Sharks?
Peptides.
Real simple. Beat the bastards.
Simple. Beat the bastards. That was
There's a cup up for grabs too, Big T. The Monty Porter Cup.
We need to get
the Monty Porter Cup, yeah.
And this is a call to arms. Where's the Dragons army at?
Get out there.
Get the hell out there.
Shark Park's a prick.
It's a horrible place.
It's horrible.
It's a wretched hive of scum and villainy, as Obi-Wan Kenobi would say.
Remember when it was called Reminders Stadium? That's why it was. Yeah, that's why it was called Reminders, because it was a rubbish stadium.
It was a rubbish tip.
Absolute shithole. Absolute.
And they
I didn't like going there.
Semi-final there, 11,000, the lowest.
Smells. It smells Shark Park because it's built on a swamp. Billy,
Yes,
is this the game the Dragons have to draw a line in the sand and say that's it, we can't play shit again? Is this the game that we have to win, or we're gone for the season?
Yeah, well, I hope so. Like we need to keep winning. Although, like, even if you can get 2 wins in a row, 3 wins in a row, you just catapult straight up to 5th.
You do.
Like it's that easy. But I don't know, something with the mentality seems to go wrong. The lapses, I don't know why we took the 2 to start last week. I don't even want to go on about that. But if we've learned our lesson, and Shane said he's fixing it, I trust him. I think he's the right coach to take us through the future, obviously blooding all these young kids. Do we win? I don't know. I'm just hoping for a fucking better response than what I just saw the other Friday. I turned it off at halftime. I was that upset. I was pissed off.
Billy. I'm glad you went on Sunday like Scoop. Scoop fell asleep in the second half. I don't know why he was on the show at all. And the last few to everybody. Which Sharks player do we all fear most?
Hines.
Hines.
If he gets his shit together, he will tear us apart.
He usually does against us. So
yeah, I said that earlier. Yeah, you normally have a good game against us. Jess, who do you fear most in the Cronulla side?
Fanil Blake. He's a
yeah,
good boy.
I'm with you there, Fanil Blake.
No,
yeah, well, like I was saying before to Dan, Fanil Blake, when he's 10 metres out, he just jogs up to the line.
You're not going to
gets to the line, spins his body, and you're going, where did he go? Where did he go? He's just that kind of player. Just that kind of player. He's got hands like Artie Beetson. He's just an all-round great player.
Billy Burns if he plays too.
Billy Burns if he plays. Nice. All right, this one. The score is tied with 2 minutes to go. Who do you want to take the field goal for the Dragons? Hasman?
You think who'll be best at taking a field goal? I mean, Flanagan fucks up everything he touches, so probably not him. I'd say Gutho.
Gutho. Jess?
I agree. Gutho.
I agree. Billy, in agreement?
Yeah, well, I would say Gutho, but I so want Flanagan just to kick a fucking field goal. Like, really
make
bad.
him feel good.
Get his
Coco?
Well, I've never seen Gutho kick, so I have to say Gutho. But the thing is, I know, like, why can't Flano, if he's playing so shit, why can't he go to New South Wales Cup, bring Ilias in, see what the dynamics with LKT and him, because if he's so shit, and I don't care if his last name's fucking, like, Robinson or...
It's called nepotism, Coco.
Bennett. His last name could be Bennett.
It doesn't work for us.
Coco. Flano thinks Kyle has been one of our best players this year. He said that a few weeks ago.
In some games.
Yeah, some games. But not all of them.
He gets the Maccas Award every week.
Yeah,
he gets the Maccas Award every week.
I'm sorry, but that's unfair.
Why do you think
I
I've
don't
been
care if
questioning
you're
his
the son.
credentials?
Fucking go back to New South Wales Cup and learn a bit. Give Ilias a turn. He got fucking robbed because he played 2 games. And then he just went to, like, that's what the fucking thing is. A fucking here comes my fucking rant.
To be honest,
I hope Little kicks it. I'm with Chris.
I want Little to get a long range try like he's been doing all year.
Yeah, it'd be good.
I don't
It'd be good.
understand, like, Jonah Glover. Oh, sorry, Big T.
Go on, you're right. Go on, Billy. Go on.
I just think that Flanagan, obviously his dad's there. I think Ilias might get a go if he keeps going bad downhill. but I don't rate Glover. I think Cade Reed's the next best thing coming up. So he's obviously going to need a year or two, but I just don't think Glover's a long-term option whatsoever.
You're just copying Donny, mate.
Donny
I
Jr.
said that in a bloody chat.
I don't.
Oh, there you go.
I don't see.
He agrees with Donny. That's all it is. He agrees. He agrees. That's good stuff. Where are we?
Doesn't mean Donny's right, of course.
That's exactly right. Doesn't mean he's right. Everyone's got opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one.
Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Everyone's got one. Coco.
Yeah.
Does Jack DeBellin's impact off the bench work better than him starting? Or do you think we need his mongrel from the first minute of the game?
Oh, I was thinking about this question. I think a bit of both, but having him coming off the bench, being fresh-legged, and having that extra bit of energy helps the others. And he's been playing very well lately, and I think that helps. But we need that throughout the game. So,
yeah.
I do like it's a bit of both. I think he should start, but then what happens from 25-minute mark and he gets tired and he doesn't have that mongrel in him? I think
who replaces him?
Yeah, I know.
Stewart.
That's what who replaces him?
Hamish Stewart.
And is that going to?
Well, I can see.
Is that going to have the same impact as Hamish Stewart starting and DeBellin coming off the bench?
That's right. Yeah, it could work that way. Fun has been doing that every week. It changes the players around a bit.
Leilua's been starting off the bench. I think he's better off the bench, Leilua.
I think he's better off the bench as well. And if Jack DeBellin starts off the bench, I think he's got to bring him on at about the 18-minute mark. Because the Cronulla forwards, the big boys in the Cronulla forwards, they play 25, 26, 27-minute stints, right? So if you bring him on at the 15, 20-minute mark, he's going to bring those fresh legs and, try and get through that Cronulla defence, But if he brings him on at the 27th minute mark, they've just changed their forward. Everyone's fresh. So the impact off the bench won't work unless he brings him on earlier than the Cronulla players come off. Hasman.
So, Big T, could a potential issue stem from the fact that Flanagan keeps rotating his starters and his bench players and the whole sort of playing unit that often? Are we suffering in terms of sort of cohesion because of that? I mean,
that's a possibility, I reckon.
He's bringing players in. He's taking players out. He's fucking, starting this guy this week, starting this guy next week.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. It's a bit like Newcastle changing their halves every week. You're not going to get cohesion in the players. But I don't think it matters that much in the forwards.
Except if Jackson Hastings had been the halfback against us, I reckon Newcastle would have fucking thrashed us.
You think so? Oh, there you go. We get a good run for their money.
We've never done well against Hastings.
All right, Billy. Kyle Flanagan outplays Nico Hines at Shark Park. What's the newspaper? What's the newspaper headline Friday morning?
How shit did Hines play?
How shit did Hines play? Hasman, have you got an answer for that?
Oh shit!
We've got to have a laugh. Everyone likes a laugh.
Well,
if Flanagan outplays Nico Hines, which I think he will, got to be positive. What's the Friday headline?
Kyle kicks Nick's behind, maybe.
Kyle Nick's behind. Okay, what do you reckon?
Oh, I'm trying to think of nicknames.
We'll come back to you, Jag. What do you reckon? Come back to you, Coco.
I don't know. As I said, I'm not sure. That's a very laughable question. That one.
It is a very laughable question, and I thought I'd add that in as the last question of the night. we wouldn't be able to do this without Jeff and the team at Complete Warehouse Solutions. If you're into warehousing, get down to 6 Commerce Drive, Lake Illawarra. Give them a call on 0417 223 409 or 02 42 57 1930 for all your warehouse needs. That's the last one I have to get out of the way. All right. Have we got any fan questions? Anybody questions out there we could have a look at? We've got any starred? I don't think we've got any starred questions.
There is one starred question which we probably should have asked Dan. Is Atkinson wasted on the bench?
Well, we did ask him that question.
He said yes.
Yeah, he said he is wasted on the bench, but he's not as good as their halves at the moment, which I tend to disagree. Okay, we did have one from Red V Diehard who reckons Tyrell Sloan's going to score 3 tries. That's a bold call.
That's
I hope he scores 3. I hope he scores 3.
One's enough, but if he does 3, then all those, like all the haters can sit on it and rotate and sideways and horizontal.
Yeah, this one for the horse you rode in on.
Yeah, okay, Coco. So what if he scores 3 tries but drops 6 balls?
Doesn't matter. He's
Let's
done
in
3
4
tries.
That is a Roxon Diamond.
3 tries. Like what is that?
Roxon Diamonds.
This is to everybody, not just you guys, but the fans. What is it that everyone hates Sloan so much? Like what moves to the gutho?
Probably the same the same thing that I know some Broncos supporters that think this. It's exactly the same as Reece Walsh. Brilliant in attack, does absolutely fuck all in defence.
Yeah, but shouldn't that be the defence coach? Like, don't we have a defence coach?
Now, Broncos fans say the exact same things about Reece Walsh that we do about Tyrell Sloan.
Yeah, but I'm just like I just see a lot of media, social media, not just you guys. Not saying I respect everyone's opinions. We don't rate it. I'm reading it. Oh well. I'm allowed my opinion, Mr. Holmes. So
that's right. That's like I said before, Coco. I said before, Coco, that opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one. So you don't listen to anybody.
Except
for
looks like Jess wanted to go into lower grades. We'll go quick into lower grades there, Jess.
Yes, so on Saturday it's a double header against Penrith at Collies in Fig Tree on Saturday. Jersey Flag
out there.
And the New South Wales Cup. Jersey Flag will be playing Penrith at 11:15 on Saturday, with Wes Pring at fullback, Toby Rumble and Junior Safidi on the wings, Lucas Borg and Lyric Crift T Moana Nui in the centres. The halves, Tyler Peckham Harris and the captain Cade Reid is the halfback. The front rowers are Leroy Weatherhall and Viliami Amone. The hooker is Isaiah Fagalilo. The second rowers are Jared Johnson and Drew Langdon. Locking the scrum is Viliami Hakila. Bench it is Blake Metcalf, Callum Lightball, the son of former Dragon Chris Lightball, Tobias Miller and Shadi Hamoud, and the 18th player is Kai Wright, and the coach is Shane Billy Millard.
That's a good
Shane Billy Millard.
Yep.
Nice.
Who's Shane Millard related to?
Ian Millard.
No, he's Ward. Millward.
Oh, is he Millard? There you go. Now, New South Wales Cup team, Jess?
So, New South Wales Cup, they're at 1 o'clock as well at Collies on Saturday afternoon. Our fullback and captain is Cody Ramsey. The wingers in Jersey 18 is Ben Rumble and Sione Finau on the other wing. To be announced in the centres with Charlie Heidke. A few missing players here.
He's a great player to be announced. He's
yeah. There's two kids with the same name. Three kids with the same name. How good's that?
There's four.
So Jonah Glover is the 5'8" and halfback not named as well. Up front, TPA as well to be announced. Colin Mullison is the dummy half. The other front row is William Bifavita in Jersey 16. The back rowers are Michael Molo, another one to be announced, and Jacob Webster locks the scrum. The bench, Hiali Finau, Jet Liu in Jersey 17, another player to be announced. And number 20 is Ben Murdoch-Masila, and the coach is Willie Tallow.
So
He's a
how,
good player,
how
Willie
many
Tallow.
to be announced brothers are there?
I think going well. They had a bye last week, the New South Wales
You
Cup.
Running
talk about
second.
twins, we got bloody
And
sectarians
they're-
going on.
We're
here.
running second. Still 3 points behind the Warriors, though.
They're flying, the Warriors, leading the comp in
They are
that, and then
flying.
third in the
Second.
NRL.
Third in the NRL. Yeah.
And
All right,
some
news and room.
NRLW news as well.
Okay, go for it.
So we had her manager on the line the other night, John Fidel. But yeah, Trinity To'anei has signed until the end of 2027. And as he said on Sunday night, she's even better than Alexis, who has
Yeah,
gone
we
over
knew
to the
that on
Bulldogs.
Sunday, though.
We knew that on Sunday. He told us that on Sunday. We broke the news on Sunday.
We've got the scoop.
We had
We got the scoop.
we had the scoop, and Scoop wasn't here.
He was there. He was
He
there
was on.
Sunday.
He was on.
But he fell asleep at half time.
He scooped the scoop.
All right,
Yeah,
Jess.
good
News
timing.
and rumours. News and rumours.
News and rumors. Dylan Brown got suspended for one game for chasing a kick and knocking over Jared Sutton. Thoughts on that one?
That's
I
ridiculous.
didn't even see that one.
Not get penalised for an
I didn't see
escort.
that one either.
But
I-
Gerard
I
Sutton
was-
did have an ordinary game.
Sutton should have been penalised for an escort.
Oh, there we
I
go.
don't
Jag
remember
doing a
seeing
scoop, eh?
Oh, he's cracking.
Oh, Scoop's
he's
listening.
cracking the shits.
We love you, Scoop. We love you, mate. We love you. What about news and rumours? Sav Talale
Yep, out for 3
dislocated
months.
his kneecap. Out for 3
Oh.
months. Wow,
Oh my!
that's a big loss for Canberra, I think. Sav
They've been
Talale.
flying, yep.
All right. Any more news and rumours? Anybody? Anybody got anything?
Let's try to think.
Sam
Oh
Walker's
yeah,
back.
Bruce Gordon.
Yeah,
I got an OAM yesterday for the King's birthday celebration. So he's
Good on you.
owner of Win TV, owns 51% of the Win side of the joint venture. So good on him for getting on the OAM yesterday at the King's birthday honours.
Yeah. All right. Let's go around the table, guys. Right. Let's go around the table. Give me your tips. Any bold predictions? Who's going to score? What's the score going to be? Billy, let's go.
Dragons 18-12. Emre Gula for a try. Which is, yeah.
Emre Gula.
Hopefully. You never know.
Yeah. You never know. You never know. So 20-12.
Yep.
Okay, Coco, what's your predictions? Any big?
Well, I will go for it's going to be close. I'll say Dragons 24 and Sharks 20. Sloan anytime. And what's the next? Is that it? Is it all? Yeah, Sloan anytime. And I think Gutho will score the first try.
Liam's going to jinx us.
Every time Liam picks a score like that, it doesn't end well.
Hasman.
All right. Nathan Lawson to score 1 and concede 3. Clint Gutherson to completely fuck up our captain's challenge yet again.
He didn't make the last one. It was Cookie.
Cookie made the last one. It was wrong again.
And Cronulla by 30.
No, what?
I reckon.
I know what you do. I know what you do.
Reverse psychology.
The reverse psychology. Jess.
Yeah, I'd love to see Dragons win, but I can't see anything but a Sharks win here. It's all scripted there. Shark Park. They want to get keep their spot in the top 8 and potentially keep their season alive with a top 4 finish as well. I think the Sharks will be up for this and they'll just be too strong on the back of 2 thrashings. They'll be that I think the Sharks by 18, and I think a try scorer for us will be. I'm going to go with I'll go with Damien Cook.
Damien Cook. Well, I'm going with Coco and Liam. Slaney's going to score the first try. I'm going to put some money on Gula, like Billy told me to. He's about 300 to 1. Ian Johnson reckons the Dragons are going to win 12-0. And what's this, Scoop? Oh, Jesus. Put Scoop in the bin for 10.
Scoop, you're in the bin again.
All right, guys. It's been a great night. Thanks to the panel. Billy, Coco, Hasman, and Jess. Absolute legends, a lot of you. A big thank you to our viewers for sticking in till the end. Stick us through the highs and lows, the laughs, and the cheekiness. I hope you enjoyed it tonight. Thursday night, Shark Park. It's going to become Dragons Park. I can feel it. The fire is coming. The fire's coming, mate. And Sharks don't like the smoke. Don't forget, we're back on Sunday, Sunday 6:30. And we'll talk about this game, whether we win or lose. But we're going to win. I reckon Dragons by 18. Slaney to score the first try. This is Big T signing off for the rest of the panel. Red V's a part of me. Dragons for life. Come on, Dragons fans. Now, everybody say it with me. Come on, Dragons fans. Fire! Beautiful. Thanks, Jess.
Coco is at panel's heart, she wears it on her sleeve. As Mustard tells tales of Dragons wins and tuna victory. Tony and the MP crew will do their very best. Hitting up topic and I digress with a red V on our chest. The Mad Dragon podcast is a sheep of frog runnery. Navigating rants down rabbit holes in the land of Big Red V. And so our panelists speak the tales and our friendship is our dream. The Mad Dragon podcast, funded by our team.